Hello, this is the War of Intelligences introductory movie, or in other words, the story of the light. In this movie, I will try to answer questions like: who are we human beings? Who created us and why? And what is the history that preceded the Big Bang? All over us, we are surrounded by vast and huge energy fields. These fields contain all kinds of energies, such as the four elements: fire, air, water, and earth. Other energy fields that surround us are called the fields of darkness, because there is no light in them. The fields of darkness are infinite space where planets, galaxies, the sun and the earth travel. But the planets and the galaxies are only the seen parts in the universe. The universe contains additional spaces beyond human ability to see them, and to enter these spaces in human body is impossible. Entrance into and visibility of the other spaces is only possible without the human body. Only when the human being dies and separates from his physical body, only then he can enter into the other spaces. In addition to the dark fields, there are two intelligences: the intelligence of the light and the intelligence of the darkness. The intelligence of the light is high intelligence, a huge and powerful source of light that acts and creates actions and evolution constantly. One may compare the intelligence of light to a huge and mighty sun, the same way the sun on Earth serves as a source of energy and light for the activities of all living things and planet life, without which there can be no life on Earth. So, the intelligence of light is a source for all activities and evolution in the fields of darkness. But the light of the intelligence of light is immensely bigger and with no proportion to our sun, and the fields of darkness are immensely bigger and reach far beyond our solar system. The intelligence of light is called the source. Darkness is high intelligence that follows our activity and tries to stop, delay, and sabotage it. Darkness follows us unseen and unfelt, like in the TV program The Big Brother. The Big Brother is hidden and not exposed to the contestants in the house, but it exists and follows each and every activity there. Darkness interferes and tries to stop the activity, if possible to the measure of shutting off the screen. For the purpose of stopping the activity, darkness uses various types of tools, such as tools for the reinforcement and radicalization of the negativity, a tool that grooms illusions, and tools that strengthens the wish for more materials, possession, and comfort. And there are more. Later, I will provide additional information about the impact of the tools of darkness over the human beings. We don't know who created the fields of darkness and the two intelligences. The two intelligences, the source and the darkness, investigate the fields of darkness. The darkness investigates in the intention to change all to passive energy into a dark one, and the source investigates in the intention to activate and enlighten the energies in the fields of darkness. Passive energy is like a frozen person who doesn't move, as Lot's wife, doesn't react or does anything. Active energy is a person fully active. In summary, there are two high intelligences, the source and the dark intelligence, that investigate the vast fields of darkness. In order to investigate the vast fields of darkness and fight the dark intelligence, the source created a very big creation. Creation is a big lab researching a definite subject, like an experimental lab of a big pharmaceutical company that try to find a cure for AIDS. The subjects of investigation of the big creation were the various fields of energy that are scattered in the fields of darkness. One type of these energy fields are the energies of the four elements: fire, air, water, and earth. In order to investigate the fields of darkness, the source created means that know how to investigate the energy fields, the cores. A core is like a specialist scientist in a paramedical company's lab, but a core doesn't research drugs but different fields of energy. The big creation contains a large number of cores. When each core receives a list of specific assignments from the source. For example, the fire cores received a short list of assignments to research and investigate the energy fields of fire. The cores are not identical. Each core has a different geometrical structure and a different list of assignments. There are small cores like human beings and dolphins, and there are very big cores like Jehovah and Elinos. So, what is the difference between a core and a soul? Soul is a means that enables the spiritual core to experience a physical experience in the world we live in. The core cannot experience the physical world directly, and therefore it needs means to enable it to experience in a physical body. These means are the soul, the spirit, and the mind.
Man is like an onion that contains layers over layers. When the core is the inner layer and the human body is the external layer, and in between there are the layers of the soul and the spirit. When a man dies, he drops off the layers and goes back to being a core only. So a core is in fact I in the most inner level. In the big creation of the source there were no souls and no men, because the big creation didn't investigate physical existence. In the big creation there were just cores. The big creation and its cores acted and researched the energy fields to the point when the dark intelligence managed to stop the creative activity and freeze the cores. This freezing condition is like the state of being a plant in medicine, a state of deep sleep, a state when only the minimal function of basic life are active. The freezing of the cores was done in a long process in which the dark intelligence made the cores transmit wrong and fake information to the source. The fake transmissions created a state of mistrust between the cores and the source. So, the source couldn't trust the information transmitted by the cores anymore. Later, the dark intelligence made the core scatter the research result in the vastness of the dark fields. That is, the cores dispersed all their knowledge everywhere. As a result of the success of the dark intelligence activity, the source decreased the nourishing and activating energy in the big creation, and the cores stopped their activity. This is a similar condition to what is told in the story of the Sleeping Beauty, when the princess is stabbed by a sharp needle and the whole kingdom stopped and waited for the prince to wake her up. The lack in energy to activate creation enables the dark intelligence to scatter the cores of the big creation all over the fields of darkness, and the scattered cores cease from action. Let's sum up. The source created a big creation full of cores in the purpose of investigation the dark fields of energy and fight darkness. But the dark intelligence took control over creation, scattered the knowledge and the cores all over the fields of darkness, and created a state of distrust between the source and the cores. For a long period of time, the cores stayed in a frozen position until one single core woke up and returned to activity. The single core's activity awakened more cores that together created the second investigative creation. The second creation was composed of rubble of cores with various topics of investigation. The variety of topics that had no common aim enabled the darkness to freeze against some of the cores. The lack of focus of the topics for a common aim is like a unit of warriors in which each warrior shoots at a different direction. This is why it is easier for the enemy to win over. The first core and the cores of the second creation established a superconscious body. The superconscious is composed of cores that have completed their research and concentrate all the wisdom and experience gathered. The superconscious concluded that in order to succeed in competing with the abstraction of the dark intelligence, there should be only one subject of investigation each time that would unite the cores to work for one cause. The superconscious established the next creations in order to bring the scattered knowledge back to the cores and renew the lost trust with the source when each creation focuses on one subject only. In order to join frozen inactive cores to the new creation, the superconscious calls energetically.
The energetic call awakens and combines the frozen cores with the activity of the new creation, when each call concentrates on one subject of research and investigation. The energetic call is like an announcer who calls upon people to join a new show. The third creation was established for the purpose of investigating the subject of poles in the energy field. That is, all the cores participating in this creation were interested in researching the subject of the poles. Indeed, the dark intelligence failed in freezing the cores of this creation. The subject of poles deal with the investigation of the various aspects of the energy field, like the different facets of the electric fields in the battery, the positive and the negative. A fourth creation was created for the subject of black light. Black light is one of the dark intelligence tools. The black light causes a distortion of perception and illusion according to the dark intelligence im. The fifth creation investigated the dark intelligence way of thinking in activating the tools of the poles and the black light. The sixth creation investigated geometry. Geometry is forms and structures that characterize the cores. The forms and structures differentiate between the cores. The seventh creation investigated light, the light that nourished and moved the frozen creation. The eighth creation dealt with the element of fire. In this creation, the ruler of the New Age, Elinos, participated. Elinos is a large evolved core focusing on the research of the element of fire. The ninth creation investigated the element of water. In this creation, Jehovah, the ruler of the age of earth, the current age, took part. Jehovah is a large evolved core centralized upon the research of the elements of earth. The element of air was investigated on the 10th creation. In the 11th creation, the Super Council decided to investigate the element of earth. Jehovah resisted and claimed that this element cannot be investigated alone, but has to be linked with other elements. The 11th creation started up, but very quickly the Dark Intelligence managed to freeze the cores that took part in this creation. The 11th creation failed. The Super Council understood that Jehovah was right and the Earth's element can only be investigated with the other three elements. So, the 12th creation started off. This is the creation we are living in now. The purpose of the 12th creation is to investigate the energy fields of the four elements: fire, air, water, and earth, in the intention of specializing in activating those elements together. The elements are the cornerstones of our world. Everything in our universe is composed of the elements. For example, the earth element activity creates the physical material such as tables and chairs. The water element activity links human beings to one another in love, for instance. The thoughts in our mind contain the activity of the air element. The higher this activity is, the wiser we are. The initiative and willpower we possess to lead us from one challenge to another contains the fire element activity. The 12th creation is built of 4 arms of research, one for the fire element, one for the air, the water, and the earth. In the arm of the earth's element research, there are 24 plans. And our planet Earth is positioned in the 12th plane, 10th layer. At the Earth arm, Earth is linked with other 3 elements. The 3 elements of fire, air, and water linked together contain the potential energetic to be carried out. When the earth element is linked to the energetic plane, this element carries out and materializes the plane through matter. The same way a small seed that contains the plants for a big tree. When we plant the seed, it will grow to become a tree. We human beings on planet Earth receive energetic plants from the other arms that contain the other 3 elements, and we try to materialize the energetic plants in physical matter. That is, all the ideas and inventions of mankind originate in creation's arms and human beings carry them out in the physical world.
The glue that sticks two objects together, for instance, is the implementation of the knowledge existing in creation's arms with regard to the water element. The better we master the water element implementation in matter, the stronger and more durable glues we get. To summarize, we are the cores of the 12 creations that were created by the source in order to investigate the energy fields of the four elements. The cores supply information to the source, and the source supplies the cores with the energy of life. We are planet Earth's cores in human bodies investigating the combination of the Earth element with the other three elements. Even today, the Dark Intelligence traces the 12th creation's evolution and, as usual, tries to stop, delay, and sabotage it. The Dark Intelligence follows creation's evolution like radar that tries to lock up on an aeroplane. At a certain point of the tracking, the Dark Intelligence may take control over and stop creation. We are reaching this critical point. Therefore, creation is changing course like a plane that makes a sudden sharp turn to avoid a rocket chasing it. But creation is not a plane, and changing course is actually changing the current subject of investigation that is now focused on the earth and water elements into the new direction towards the fire and air. The changing of the subject of investigation is the reason for the age shift from earth and water to the new age of fire and air. How will the subject change be expressed in our world? At our current age, the focus of investigation is the element of earth and water. For example, the human body is now composed of water and earth. After the subject change, it will be built of fire, air, and earth, and as a result it will be different from the existing body. It will be more slim and airy, though this change will take many decades as it is related to evolutionary changes. The fields of interest will also change, and we shall find new fields of interest. This will cause current professions to disappear, and new unknown professions will spring out instead. Food will change as well, and we shall have different types of foods unknown today. Elinos, who specializes in the fire element and is the ruler of the new age, will replace Jehovah, who is the expert in the earth element and ruler of the current age. After the review of the creations as of the Frozen One through the current 12th creation, I will try to respond to the following questions. Why a core writes a script before it embodied in a physical body? The cores remember the subjects they investigated in the creation that was frozen, but they don't remember the investigation findings. Those findings were scattered by the Dark Intelligence. The cores are trying to restore and remember those findings by writing a script composed of the investigation subjects. When the core descends into the physical body, it will play out the script and, consequently, will restore the scattered findings. Therefore, a human being sometimes insists on going on his own unique way because he wishes to stick to his personal script that will enable the core to remember the findings. A deviation from the script will prevent the restoration of the findings. A core that investigated the water element in the frozen creation, for example, will write a script that will include a life of emotional turmoil that are related to the water element. On the other hand, a core that investigated the air element will write a script that has a life of organization and thought relating to the air element. It is obvious that the emotional person will refuse to become a cold, calculated person and vice versa. So what? There is no choice? Only a predestined script? Before the core descended into the physical body, it had written a fixed script and this script cannot be changed. But within the script there are points of free choice inserted that allow free choice. For instance, the core may insert in the script the choice between two potential partners. So, the guy can choose one of them according to his own free will, but he can choose from among other partners. As the saying goes, Everything is written and choice is given. So, everything in the script is related to the process of remembering? No, but this is the main reason for which the script was created. The script includes additional parts such as super recollection, linked to other scripts, addition by the plan, super consciousness and Jehovah, and even just pleasures of life. Super recollection is about investigation subjects that were meant to be researched in the frozen creation, but failed as a result of the freezing. Planet Earth is a lab for the recollection of things like physical matter. The physical matter didn't exist in the frozen creation, and it is now being investigated by the 12th creation. Super recollection is not recollection, but new learning. The rest of the parts in the script, behind recollection and super recollection, are behind this body of study. Why adhere to the script? Why not imitate the success of another person? The script includes an energetic battery that contains accurate energies to carry out the recollection plan by the letter. Deviation from the script demands additional energies behind those existing within the battery. The result of the deviation is lack of energy. Lack of energy causes difficulty in performing the script, that is, in life. For example, a person who was meant to be a writer, if he tries to become an athlete, he will not find in his script battery the exact and sufficient energy for an athlete. At best, this person will become a bad athlete, and at worst, sport will cause this person physical damage. How does the dark intelligence interfere in our lives? In order to understand the dark intelligence influence on our everyday lives, I'm going to use the fairy tales to demonstrate the change it causes when it succeeds in interfering. Let us assume, for clarification's sake, that to the original fairy tale a secret actress is added. This is a dark intelligence that follows the actors and tries to divert them from their original plan. That is, instead of one story, we shall have two scripts, A and B. Script A is the original plan, and script B is a distortion of the original plan. For example, let's take one of the dark intelligence tools, such as the ability to amplify and strengthen the negativity, and examine its impact via the story about Snow White. In this story, the original script A is when she grows up with her mother and marries the beautiful prince. Now, the secret player, the dark intelligence, comes into action and amplifies the jealousy of the mother in her pretty daughter to the extent that she is driven to kill Snow White. In fact then, script B is a result of the dark intelligence act upon script A. Another tool of the dark intelligence is increasing our desire for materialism and comfort. To demonstrate this tool, we may refer to the story of the fisherman and the goldfish. In this story, the original script A is when the fisherman and his wife receive 3 wishes and pass from a state of poverty and hunger to a state of richness and abundance. They go on with their lives in prosperity and lightness till the dark intelligence comes in as a secret player and increases the desire of the fisherman's wife for more material things and comfort. Nothing satisfies her, and she even wants to control the goldfish. So, at the end of script B, the fisherman's wife returns to her initial states of poverty and hunger. In both cases, we must see that the dark intelligence doesn't really succeed in stopping the script, but only to delay it, sabotage and spend a lot of energy. Eventually, script A is accomplished. In the story of Snow White, she marries the prince, and in the story of the fisherman, he and his wife continue with their previous lives, but without the abundance and easiness the goldfish offered them. The end. Read the War of Intelligences book to expand your knowledge. The information in this book has been channeled directly through a renowned Israeli psychic, Ze'ev Aviraz. This movie and the Ze'ev Aviraz book were translated into English from Hebrew by Delia Gal. You can find the book on Google Books and Amazon Store.